So, welcome to the channel. This is Trading with Ford, the Trading Courier. Let's talk prop firms, everything about why, what they are used for, and what's happening in the space right now from my perspective, and what I think is going to happen with them in the future. I'll also go over a few things on an actual prop firm, so when you're loading it up and everything, the pricing, everything like that on one of the FTMO, one of the bigger ones. So yeah, let's get into it. Cheers. So disclaimer as well, this is all my perspective. This is not financial advice, this is not going to make you a millionaire overnight. This is all my perspective, and I don't wish anyone to use this if they've not got the understanding or knowledge. I'm not affiliated with any of these, so disclaimer, not financial advice. Cheers. So prop firms, right, so let's talk prop firms. Prop firms are basically an industry and a service which provides a pool of capital for traders to use and utilize from a system like and services like FTMO, true forex funds. A couple have now shut down. That's one thing we'll talk about shortly. But why are they so big and why they're so important is because what they do is they offer retail traders a chance to trade their own a bunch of capital for a lower entry fee to then produce big returns. So for example, if you've got a prop firm that is offering you a 100k account, and on that 100k account you hit 5%, so you're going to get 5k. From that 5k you'll take 80% of the profits. The service provider will take 20. That's usually the rough estimate, 80-20 split. So when you see that on the prop firms, that's what it means. Plus, that will come at a cost of a fee to get that 100k to start that challenge. Now the challenge is usually split up into two separate entities, usually a step 1 and a step 2. So you have to hit targets and criterias. I'll touch on that shortly when I actually go and do a screen recording of that for you. What I think this should be used for is to push into building your own capital pot. So as you can see on the diagram, what you should do is take your profits from the prop firms and stack your own account. So make that into multiple 5 figures, multiple 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures. If that's what you want to aim for, use this as a tool to fund your personal account, because that 100k, you can't withdraw the 100k. In theory, you're only actually trading 10k of that because you've got limitations on the drawdown and things like that. So don't get over egged into this is the be all and end all. This is not. This is a tool to generate as much cash flow as possible to move into your personal accounts. Now, whether that be crypto, whether that be forex, whether that be stocks, whether that be US 30, things like that. So always be aware what you're doing it for. So let's take a look now at some of the prop firms getting set up, what the prices are and how they're moving forward. So yeah, let's get it. Right, so here we are. This is one of the main service providers, FTMO. Not, like I said, not affiliated with any of these, but this is the main service provider. So as you can see here, so there's a 3-step. So 1, 2, 3. So you've got FTMO challenge, you've got the verification stage, and you've got the FTMO trader. So now let's drop down to the actual pricing of it. So how it works is you look at there, so you've got your currency of use. So you've got USD. I'm trading USD, just much easier. And what you do is you basically got your trading periods. So unlimited time to trade these. So if you start on the 1st of February, you've got unlimited amount of time to pass it, but you've got some rules within that. So you've got a minimum of 4 trading days. So you've got to trade a minimum of 4 days out of that, which is fine. You may do it in one trade and then use mini lot sizes to cover them days over the next 3 days. So that just depends on your style, your pattern. But you have to trade 4 days out of that period of time. So once you've done the 4 days, and you completed all the rest, you're then into profit. So your maximum daily loss is, so on a 10k account, and as you can see, this changes. So 100k, it changes. So your maximum daily loss is 5k, which is 5%. So you can't lose any more than 5% of your initial capital. Yep, on a daily loss. Your max loss on the account is 10%. So it's 10%. That's usually the industry average. So that's usually the industry like norm, 10%. Now profit target is on the first step. This is big. So profit target on the first step is 10%. So your profit target is 10%, and once you've hit the 10k, you then move on to step 2, which is the verification stage. So again, 5% on the daily loss, maximum 10%, and the profit is different. The profit is 5%. This bit you don't have to pay for. This bit you don't have to pay for at all. And once you pass that, that means then you get full access to that account. But the rules still apply. So the rules still apply. Now, the fee, which is a refundable fee, once you've passed the full verification and the traders phase, is 540 euros. So if you have a look, euros. So let's do it again. So you get 10k to trade. You get 10k to trade, unlimited amount of time, over 4 days, over 4 trading days you've got to do within that period of time. So it's 4 different types, 4 different trades across 4 different days. Maximum loss is 5%. Maximum daily loss 10%. Profit target 10%, and the fee has changed. The fee is $155. Now a lot of these companies will do like discounts, and they'll do certain rewards on the refund back. So yeah, after this, so how they make their money to make this work is they use this fee. So if you make a profit on that, they will use these fees. They will use the fees there to use that to pay for the people that are profitable. They'll use that cash flow to pay for the people that are profitable, because the industry is very, very tough, and people aren't that profitable. So more people lose. I think the current rate is 95% of people lose who buy a challenge. So 5% of them that win will get paid out by the 95% that lose. And also them that win, 20% of your winnings goes towards these companies. So that's how it works. That's how they make the money. So there is usually an 80-20 split in your favour. Some even receive, like it says there, some even receive 90%. So that's how it works. And the toughest bit is getting your pattern and your setup correct so that you can win. That's how it works. But this is a brilliant, brilliant way to build your capital pots so that you can basically have like 200k. If you pass this 200k, I'm not advising it if you're brand new, but if 200k you pass that and you get 5%, 10%, you're laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really, really good way of, if you're like building up your capital, it's a really good way to have that capital boost to your own personal account. So yeah, that's prop firms. That's how they work. Any questions, drop it in the comments and we're good to go. So yeah, that's the prop firm websites. So any comments you've got, let me know. Chuck them in the box below. Happy to help in where I can. Anything that I don't know, I will try and find out for you, as I am in a group of great traders, much better than me. And yeah, I'm just trying to give as much information as I can, so basically it can help people gain as much free cash flow as possible, and also helps them traders and things like that, so they can have a little bit more leverage, a little bit more free time. So yeah, also I want to talk about is one thing that I hope, if anyone's new to like trading or anything like that, and you come across this, more than likely you haven't, but if you have and you wanted to get into understanding of what prop firms are, what I would advise is understand your market, understand your pattern. Use a smaller account. So like use a smaller account, like on the prop firms themselves. Like they got 5k, 10ks. Use the smaller accounts to understand your pattern, understand your consistency towards within the market, certain trades, certain styles. Yep, that suits me, that doesn't. Right, okay, cool. Now you've got that, then you can stack the accounts. Until you got that, you're just going to chuck money away. Like, you're just going to chuck hundreds away constantly, all the time. Hundreds of dollars, hundreds of pounds, whatever you use. So yeah, always make sure you've got the knowledge and the education towards these prop firms, so you're not just throwing money away, because you might as well put that money into your own account if you're going to try that. That's my personal opinion. That's what I've come across before. So that's not financial advice there. So what I've struggled with is the consistency. I've really struggled with consistency of passing the funds, because I've not really failed many. That I've just broke even every time, and then it used to have limitations on it. So they used to have 30-day limitations. Now they're just unlimited. Like, I'm looking at 2 here now, and they're unlimited on both. So that's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic for the industry, because as a trader, being under pressure to trade is not a good mind frame. So what I'm using them for is to basically stack prop firms but diversify. So I'm only going to use, so say if I get to the end of or 12 months from now, say I get to 12 months from now and I get to 500k in funded accounts, I will only be trading probably 1/3 of that actively. 1/3 of that. Once it's hit 2.5%, I'll move on to the other third. Now, if the first third fails and I go into drawdown or anything like that, I'll take that, stop trading that one, maybe. So like, there's going to be things that I show on the channel, but I want to diversify so that I'm not, the full 500k is not within one particular company, but spread across multiple. And also where I can only actively trade a certain percentage of it, and then the profits will come into my account, into my personal broker. Now I've got a target where I want to trade regular 6 figures. Regular 6 figures, 100k is good enough for me for the period of time. Then I'm going to up it to 250,000, then 500,000, then 1 million. So that's me. But what I want to do is basically get it to a level where I can do like a trade copier for the masses, and things of that nature. So trade copier, reach out to hedge funds, but still trade my 100k. Anything that I make on that, I'll pull back into the businesses, and that's what I want to use. I want to use trading as a funder for the businesses. So yeah, let's get it.